3, 2, 1, action. Yeah, I did this in the last video as well. And you're probably wondering why I'm wearing the same shirt as last video. Unless I post this video first and the other video comes out next, and now you're going to be confused of what I'm talking about. As to, well, if you are confused, well, this shirt is going to come up in 2 videos for this week. And why? Well, if you guys figured it out by the time soon, congratulations. I basically film 2 videos a day, and I usually on the weekend, so I can release 2 videos throughout the week. But enough waffle. Let's get back straight to the topic, which is all about peer pressure. And yeah, so we've been doing quite a bit of clinical skills in and around the hospital, and we become, as medical students, becoming more and more confident. And me personally, I feel like my confidence in clinical skills has shot way up. Before I used to be scared to even touch a person's vein, now I happily go after them to put a cannula in or anything inside of them because I enjoy it. Obviously making sure it's ethical, making sure that you're within your competency, making sure that you're not harming the patients or beneficients and non-maleficients. But in terms of that as well, I'll go into why you should sort of go out of your comfort zone to progress later on in the video. But more importantly, work within my competency, but at the same time, I felt confident to do clinical skills that I used to be afraid of before because I wasn't that good at them, but now I feel more confident doing them now. But that can come and bite me back in the backside. Now, why is that? Well, a couple weeks ago, there was this nurse who, unfortunately, bless her, she was all alone inside a resource, and she had a few patients cannulate, some priority calls. Now, there was one patient in front of me that I was already taking history from, and I was helping the doctor treat, and the nurse said, we've got this patient, another one, another bay. Now, I looked at this patient, I was like, yeah, I want to see what the other patient is like, maybe to get a better understanding of why they were in hospital. So, like, okay, I'll take the other patient. So, I take the blood tray, and then I peek over to see the patient's veins. I went to see if they had good veins or do they have sort of, not that good veins, really tiny veins, and you can't really see them, maybe they're too deep. So I take the blood tray, you can start preparing all the cannula stuff, yada yada yada, make sure I'm all aseptic. I look so cool doing it. I'm just saying, I feel amazing. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, so then I have a quick peek towards the patient, just look at their arm. I already told them that, hey, I'm just gonna take some blood with you, is that okay? Then I just have a quick peek at their arms, and they have some terrible veins. I didn't see any veins on their arms. And then I get a closer look afterwards. So then I bring the blood tray in, and then I get a closer look. And then I see it's a nurse who's just in uniform, and bless her, she just had a collapse at work. Now, if you don't know, nurses are very good at clinical skills, especially putting needles inside people's veins. And she had another nurse watching her. So the peer pressure increases for me to be excellent at the skill I'm going to perform. So she had bad veins, she's a nurse, and there's another nurse watching me. And then they were talking to me, and they were telling me how the other nurses were struggling to put the needles in her because her veins weren't that good. And I'm here like, you know what, I've got this. Because what I realized, confidence is half the game in medicine. If you're confident you're going to do something, as long as you're not putting patients at harm's way, you're highly likely you can achieve it. Not gonna lie. So then I look at her, then I start preparing her on, make sure I'm tap, make sure that her veins are all popping, and then I put the tourniquet on, I swipe the vein with some alcohol rub, and then I put a cannula in. I get flashbacks, so blood is coming in, so it's actually going inside the vein. And then I put the cannula in, and then the nurse looks at me, she laughs at me, she's like, there's a valve there, I could have told you that. Because what happened is that, yes, blood did flow through, but as soon as I put the cannula all the way in, it hit a valve and now it closed. So they were laughing at me saying, oh wow, you didn't get it right the first time, you're not that good. But anyway, I was so confident, I didn't care. I was like, I'm gonna get the other one. And then I go around to the other arm, and they were like, you can try that vein, then the nurses got it in than that one last time. And then just before I started about to put in the cannula into the other arm, another nurse comes in. So the peer pressure increases so much more. But I persevere, confident I can do this. And you know what? I got it in, second attempt. Blood went out everywhere because I forgot to close the vein at the other end. But luckily I was able to do everything and make sure that the cannula was in the vein and just close it up and prepare the patient for whatever fluid she was gonna have afterwards. And then she laughed at me. She was like, I'll give you a 5 out of 10. Personally, I'll take a 10 out of 10. I'm a noob at being in hospital and helping patients and everything. And I put it in so wonderfully with all the peer pressure around me. I'll give myself an 11 out of 10, 12 out of 10, 100 out of 10. But the moral of the story here, enough anecdote, moral of the story. Medicine itself, you have to be confident in what you're doing because no one's gonna push you to do something unless it's yourself. If you're scared to do something, then if you don't go after it, you're never going to achieve that skill. You're never going to be able to talk to patients properly. You're never going to be able to treat patients properly or perform the skills properly. And if you want to succeed in something, you have to push yourself out of the comfort zone. Now, as I said earlier, make sure that the patient is safe. First and foremost, you're working on your competencies. And yes, you are working on your competencies, but if you don't recognize that you have a weakness somewhere and under correct supervision, you don't push yourself to do something that you couldn't do before, you're going to struggle passing exams and even passing as as someone who can help patients properly. Because if you're all alone in a hospital and there's no one else around you and the patient needs something to be done for them, you have to work to the best you can all by yourself. If you don't take the time out in medical school to perfect your skills and perfect your abilities as a medical student for the future career as a doctor, when they throw you into the deep end as a junior doctor all by yourself in a night shift somewhere, it's going to be hard. Obviously there's going to be help around you, but you want to make it as easy as possible for yourself so you feel confident and comfortable when working inside the hospital environment. So here's me giving you guys a good life lesson from the kindness of my heart, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. See you all.